welcome back. And I'm Namrata Patel. I lead our supply chain and procurement for Haleon. And I'd like to extend a really warm welcome to all of you for the supply chain session. Just a little bit of background on me. I've worked in supply chain for 30 plus years and across 4 continents. I joined Haleon in November 2023, and before that, I worked for 27 years with Gillette and P&G. Today, I'm really excited to share with you the strides that we're making on Haleon's supply chain, which is a key part of our Wired for Excellence strategy under the Win as One umbrella. We have ambitious goals, and we are confident that we will deliver these over the next 5 years. First of all, to deliver consistent customer service, 98% and plus, which is in line with best in class in the industry. Delivering £800 million of gross productivity savings. This will increase our adjusted gross margin on average by 50 to 80 basis points per year in constant currency, and Brian already shared this. And finally, 25 to 30% reduction in our inventory days compared to the 2004 base. So we're going to do all this by driving simplification and enhancing our processes and stepping up our operational excellence, as well as modernizing and investing in our end-to-end supply chain. Dawn will share later how this is reflected in our overall value creation framework. But before diving in and saying how will we deliver the ambition, I did want to take a moment to recognize our heritage. Haleon is a young company, which is about 3 years old, but it all has a very steeped heritage and a long legacy of coming from world-class organizations, of GSK, Novartis, and Pfizer. We're proud of this heritage, which brings high standards of quality, rigorous compliance, and scientific excellence. These are not just skills, they're a culture, and that's been shaped over generations, which also gives us a bit of a competitive edge. Today, we operate across 24 manufacturing sites with 16 unique manufacturing technologies like tablet making, which support our 6 categories. We also maintain an extensive contract manufacturing network, which you can see on the map with the black dots, which helps with our resiliency levels. The merger of 3 distinct supply chains has created and given us a little bit of complexity. For an example, we have many shipping lanes going to the same destination. We believe that there are big opportunities to drive efficiencies in our network, in our products, in our processes, and in our systems. So just to give you a little bit of flavor of what I mean, we have manufacturing sites that basically make the same products, but in different ways. We have the capability and the capacity within our own network, so i.e. in-house, but we have overly relied on suppliers to make our products on our behalf. And finally, we have SKU and material proliferation. For an example, we have many pack formats for the same product, which are only a few millimeters different. So there's a lot of opportunity. We've also taken the time to benchmark ourselves to say, well, what is best in class in the industry? So on this chart, it's clear that we do very well in safety and quality. We have a little bit of opportunity to improve our service levels, but the big opportunity is in our cost and inventory. as you can see. We've got a clear plan addressing the gap and leaping forward at pace. We have 4 key pillars as part of our supply chain strategy. Immediate accelerators, which will have more of a near-term impact, i.e. in the next coming 3 years. Then we have operational excellence, which will drive improvement in doing our daily work. Build for tomorrow, this is focused on the more mid to longer term horizon, with impact starting to be felt from 2027. And then full potential people. This is focused on building the right capabilities to drive performance, as well as providing meaningful careers for our organization. All of this is underpinned by our fundamentals of safety, quality, and stewardship, which we will continue to preserve and build upon. So let me bring this to life by talking about our goals and give you some specific examples of the progress that we're making already and we will make. So turning to our first strategy of immediate accelerators, with the integration of the 3 companies, as I've said already, there's a need that we have to harmonize and to simplify the way in which we operate and the way in which we work. We are strengthening our foundations across systems, processes, and capabilities. Among the several programs that you see listed here, I will deep dive into portfolio simplification, and then I'll briefly touch on planning and scale. This will hopefully give you a sense of opportunities that we're unlocking. So let's start with portfolio simplification. Our approach is very clear. It's to simplify to amplify. We have a significant opportunity, as Brian already mentioned. We have an overly complex portfolio. We have 13,000 plus SKUs. We have 2,000 plus formulations and an extensive variety of packaging specifications. Last year, we spent some time analyzing the sources of this complexity, and we developed a dynamic data cube, which is helping us to pinpoint the opportunities to go after. We're working hand in hand with our commercial teams, and we're putting the consumer at the center of every decision we make. Our goal is to reduce the SKUs, the formulas, and the packs by 20 to 30% over the next 2 to 3 years. We're confident that this is possible. We already reduced last year 13% of the SKUs, and we've identified opportunities in reducing our formulations by 20%. Our objective is to make this simplification, optimization, an ongoing foundation for our company. And I'll share with you a few examples. On this slide, on the right-hand side, you can see a small sample of our toothpaste portfolio. We're working to harmonize the packaging of this portfolio. These changes will be invisible to the consumer, and the opportunities are significant. They range from around 20 to 40% reduction in packaging specifications. This is unlocking a huge amount of capacity and efficiency in our manufacturing sites, as of course it's giving us scale in our purchasing power. Similarly, in the pain category, our cartons are marginally different, as I mentioned, just by a few millimeters. We're working to harmonize all of our cartons. This will have a significant impact in reducing the changeover times within our production lines. So let me bring this further to life for you. Our oral health factory in Levice, Slovakia, is already benefiting from some of the simplification efforts the European business is driving. So you're going to now watch a small video from Levice, and that will showcase how simplification is helping productivity. And you'll hear the phrase OEE, and this stands for Overall Equipment Effectiveness, which is a measure of our asset utilization, so the production lines, and the production throughput. I'm going to play the video.
We have been focusing on complexity reduction over the past year with ambition to reduce our formulations by 30%, and we are now seeing the real benefits. Complexity reduction projects are important enablers that allowed us to improve OEE by 10 percentage points in 2024. Specifically, on line D5, we reduced microstops by 64%. After transition from curved to straight cream, the line is running with OEE 75%. This is a nice example of how complexity reduction gives us ability to produce more and accommodate growth coming our way.
Na linke D5 sa mi páči, že linka ide plynulo, menej sa unaríme a na konci pleny potešia nás čítateľka aj na počítač.
Vždy sme chceli vyrábať jednoduchšie, čo by uľahčilo našu prácu, ale nie vždy to išlo. Teraz prvýkrát vidíme skutočný posun. Táto zmena je viditeľná a aj zmysluplná. Podporuje našu pohodu.
I'm really proud of what Levice has achieved. Not only are they achieving productivity, but they're also improving the organization's well-being through this simplification. So we are off to a good start. We know that simplification will require focus from the entire organization, but we are confident that we will deliver. Simplification isn't just a goal. It's a powerful opportunity for growth. Next, I want to touch on planning and our scale initiatives. We are rolling out an end-to-end new planning system, and together with a unified sales and operation planning process. This will align our financial commitments with our demand and supply volumes, as well as promotions and innovations. This is the cornerstone of our efforts to reduce our inventory levels by 20 to 30%. We're also centralizing some of our transactional activities within our shared service centres. This is about leveraging the scale that we have, as well as it will enable driving depth of mastery in that space. For an instance, artwork was managed across 27 countries across the world. It's now being consolidated into 3 shared service centres, and it will be completed in the middle of this year. I'm going to now move to operational excellence. This is the second pillar of our strategy, and this is all about reinforcing a culture where both quality and performance matter. With this, we're raising the bar on our daily execution of performance. We now have quite an in-depth scorecard, which measures literally everything across the supply chain. Here, I'm just sharing with you some of the key metrics that we have, along with the goals that we've set ourselves over the 5 years in the green, and also what we've already achieved in the grey. So we measure performance of our production through OEE, as I had just explained, and last year we improved the OEE globally by 12 points. This is 26% uplift. The progress will continue to happen, and it's a key enabler for freeing up capacity, which allows for growth, and it allows to insource expensive volume that we're getting made outside. Our core output measures of service, cost savings, and inventory, which obviously helps deliver cash, all of these are enablers for total shareholder returns. We're making great progress in these areas, and we have ambitious goals that we've set ourselves in order to be best in class. Let me share how this focus on driving performance and compliance is making a difference in one of our biggest operations sites. This is Dungarvan in Ireland, and it makes Panadol and our denture care fixtures. During the last year, 2004, Dungarvan increased their OEE by 12 points as well, coincidental, and this, together with loss elimination programs, has led to a 50% increase in cost savings. Also, a 20% reduction in inventory days, whilst delivering 98% plus in service levels. And finally, delivering our products with the bestest of quality. This is a great start, and we have these kinds of efforts across our entire network. Operational excellence is end-to-end. It's not just about the factories. And we're also working this with our suppliers to achieve similar successes. We've worked to reduce our proportion of single-source materials and our raw impact materials. So today we source about 87% as multi-sourced. And this is obviously a great enabler for resiliency. Our goal is to get to 90 plus in the coming years. Also, we're building stronger and strategic partnerships with our suppliers. This is to co-develop innovations and technical solutions, which not only enhance product superiority, but it also helps to deliver savings. Last year, 17% of our savings that were generated were through these collaborations. And finally, we're changing our operating model. And this is again to leverage scale of our shared service centres. And what we're doing is we're moving smaller spend pools out to the shared service centres. And we will invest in AI and digital solutions to make this happen. This transition also helps to materially increase the amount of spend each one of our buyers manages. As part of operational excellence, running a responsible business is our daily job. Our core values of upholding our environmental promises towards sustainability and the commitments that we declared 3 years ago are on track. We've achieved 50% reduction in our Scope 1 and 2 carbon emissions compared to the baseline of 2020. We're also using 100% renewable electricity across all of our manufacturing sites, and half of our sites have the Alliance for Water Stewardship certification. We're making solid progress in sourcing our ingredients responsibly and making our packaging recycle ready by the end of this year, which is part of the overall goal of making our packaging recycle and reusable by 2030. So we're really committed to track our goals and deliver them. And as I said, this is part of our daily work. It's not a separate program. Now I'm going to move to Build for Tomorrow. This is the third pillar of our supply chain strategy. Here we are transforming our global supply chain to address the mid to long-term needs of our business, including investments to serve key markets such as India and China. We're building a future-proof supply chain network, which ensures that we have resiliency and scale and builds technical mastery as well as innovation. This map illustrates the intended presence in our growth markets, such as China, India, as well as it showcases our future network, which is leveraging scale by implementing multi-category sites, multi-category manufacturing sites, that are represented in the round circles with the nice colours. With this revamped network, our plan is to increase the amount of production we make in-house to 70 to 80%, and this is a significant cost saving. We're also, in parallel, working to establish strategic partnerships with our contract manufacturers, which will enable us to have access to technology platforms that require specialized expertise. Resiliency is clearly key in the supply chain, having come out of a pandemic and now facing significant tariff challenges. We want to make sure that our network will be set up to take account of these eventualities. Today, over 80% of what we produce is localized within the regions that we serve. This is a great advantage, and it further helps to mitigate from the forex volatility. Our goal with Build for Tomorrow is to leapfrog our supply chain to be more competitive and resilient and customer-focused. This transformation will redefine the look, the feel, the performance of our supply chain while enabling future readiness. So I'm going to share a few areas we're working on to achieve this reality, and the visual will show the different concepts. We are assessing opportunities to simplify and unlock scale in our network by establishing multi-category sites, leveraging standard manufacturing platforms. To manage our cost base, what we're doing is we're moving at pace by adopting local solutions and global solutions for standardization and building technology platforms. We're also establishing on-site or near-site supplier villages. This is where some of our suppliers for materials and packaging will be co-located with us. This obviously helps to save costs, it drives down inventory, and it helps build more resiliency. Innovation is at the heart of everything we do. So to enable this, we're establishing what we call lighthouses in a few of our sites. Lighthouses are aimed at building in-depth mastery for material and production across our categories. We'll house technology experts there, as well as equipment for testing and development. Complementing that, we're also building supply chain innovation centers, and they will be co-located with some of our facilities as well. This is about building the future supply chain technologies, partnering with external experts. Things such as next generation of robotics or new sustainability requirements. To drive the supply chain customer value creation part, we have partnered with Gartner to develop a blueprint to drive common scorecarding with our customers, building the joint loss elimination methodologies. We've already started the work to drive mutual benefits in areas such as transportation. A major part of these changes that I've just mentioned will leverage automation and robotics. To give you a flavor of the progress that we're already making in automation and robotics and what we have planned in store, I'm going to share with you a short video to bring this to life. So today we have a need to heavily digitize and automate, and I've shared some of the work that we've already started to do. Overall, the Build for Tomorrow program is an investment in our future, and we're shaping our supply chain that's far more competitive, resilient, and customer-centric. This program, which is more capital intensive than what I've shared already, will ramp up more heavily in the middle part of our 5-year horizon. This is intentional, that this is taking a phased approach, and it ensures that we maximize our asset utilization, as well as we finish our simplification efforts to focus on the right portfolio. Overall, the CapEx as a percentage of our revenue is expected to increase from 3 to 4% over the next 3 to 5 years. And Dawn will share more of this on our capital spending profile. The fourth and final pillar of our strategy is, of course, our people. They're at the heart of everything we do, and we are very committed to building capabilities and creating meaningful long-term career paths, which will position Haleon as an employer of choice. It's important to me to build a strong organization which is energized and has a depth of mastery to deliver and sustain great results. Equally important to me is the well-being of our organization. Let me share some of the exciting things that we're putting into place as part of developing our people. Firstly, we are strengthening the technical expertise and leadership skills that we have, and we have a large organization across the supply chain. We have developed training calendars and modules to make sure that we drive the depth of mastery and across our 7 disciplines in supply chain. A discipline is an area like purchasing or manufacturing or quality. We've designed a qualification process, and we are providing hands-on training as well as workshops to make sure that each employee develops. Each employee will undergo a minimum of 10 learning sessions annually, dependent upon their level and need. Secondly, we're broadening our recruitment strategy. This is aimed at attracting talent with deeper digital and analytical skills. It's my goal to have 20 to 30% of our junior to middle managers with this skill set in the coming 3 years. Thirdly, we're establishing engaging learning centers on our sites. This is to bring the consumer in and build a knowledge bank for our people on our products and how they help. Our goal is to drive a positive engagement levels as well as well-being, which will bring to life our purpose to deliver better everyday health with humanity. And finally, by streamlining all these things and driving automation and driving digitization, we're freeing up quite a lot of time that our people spend on manual tasks and so on, repetitive tasks. This is allowing us and will allow us to train our people to do more meaningful and impactful work. We've got a short video from some of our people from around the world to share how they're feeling with the new strategies.
I'm Yang Amapanga from the Cape Town site. Over the past year, we introduced the Operator Training Manual, which focuses on upskilling the operator and reducing our changeover times. I'm proud of this innovation and its impact in improving the operator skills. Together, we are delivering stronger results.
Hi, I am Lacey Webble from Lincoln, Nebraska. I am an operator on the TheraFlow pouch lines. In the past 6 months, I have been a part of an autonomous maintenance event where we identified key processes on our lines to help decrease stops. Since then, we have increased our overall equipment effectiveness by 10 percentage points. I am proud of the team that I work with, and we are excited to deliver stronger results.
大家好，我是来自中国的徐文。自从 Namarata 成为我们的首席运营官之后，我们专注于降低设备停机，提高 OEE 超过11个点，并积极推动自动化升级。这些措施不仅达到降本增效的目的，更重要是让我们的工作更加轻松，我们的生活质量和幸福感也有了显著提升。
Hi, my name is Wilfredo Serrano, and I work in the emergency packaging area. As part of our company's new strategy, my colleagues and I received training to improve equipment maintenance and enhance overall efficiency. This effort has transformed the way we work, our processes are smoother, downtime has been reduced, and we're seeing real results. I'm proud to share that we are running at the highest productivity the line has ever had. Operators feel more confident, empowered, and motivated to keep improving and give their best every day.
So to close, we have over the next 5 years, I'm going to be really busy, and I will be highly fulfilled. We will improve our customer service levels to be 98% plus, in line with best in class. We will deliver the £800 million worth of gross productivity savings that will help increase our adjusted gross margin by 50 to 80 basis points per year at constant currency. And finally, we will reduce our inventory days by 25 to 30% versus our 2004 baseline. I'm really proud to be a part of Haleon, and I'm really proud of my organisation. It's an exciting and meaningful time, and I look forward to engaging with you later to hear your thoughts. And with that, we're going to go to a short break for 15 minutes, and then Dawn will take the stage. Thank you.